Get ready. Who doesn't love a good sing-along? Good morning, it's a great day. Do you love my sing-along? I'm sorry about that. Welcome everybody to the 8th episode of the Miss Ali Makes podcast. I am so thrilled to bits that you have chosen to take a little bit of time to spend with me. So big welcome. Welcome to all of my new subscribers. I'm really thankful for you. I have had some new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. So a big happy hello to you. And of course, welcome to my returning viewers. I'm so thankful for you, and I really love spending some crafting time with you guys every couple of weeks to check in and chat about things and simply enjoy being part of community, right? So I am your host. I am Ali. Surprise, surprise. And I am coming to you from the east coast of Australia, where I live with my hubby and our 3 amazing kiddos and our 2 dogs that very well may make an appearance this episode. The dogs, that is, not the children or the husband, but whatever. It has been... This is the first time, literally, that I've got to sit down with you guys and podcast. I had planned to catch up with you guys yesterday, but I had a sick little monkey at home and I just couldn't really get it so that I wasn't going to be disturbed, and I didn't really, so I just thought, okay, I'm not even going to try today. And so I have dropped everybody where they need to be this morning, and I have quickly raced home, and I am going to record this podcast before I have to rush off to work as well today for a few hours. So that's really exciting. So I, first of all, want to say as well that this is predominantly a knitting, crochet, crafty podcast where we chat all things crafty and we catch up and we do life, and we are all about living the best life, handmade life ever. And you'll see that I am outside and, there's nature and there's flying bugs. If you guys watched my last podcast, you will know that I got a weird bug thing flying in my hair, and I was like, "Wah!" Such a hot mess. Oh my gosh. So, I don't have any finished objects. None. I have been working on a couple of things, but, life's been a little bit crazy busy, and that's okay too. There are seasons, I think, where you craft more than others, and then, but let's be clear, just because I have not been actually physically crafting does not mean that I have not been actually planning. So I was messaging my brother the other night, and we were talking, and he's overseas at the moment and for work, and I was procrastinating trying to finish off my last assignment for my course that I'm doing. And he was like, well, how many questions have you got? And I'm like, well, a couple, but I'm so easily distracted that I am so bored as bat poo with this assignment that I am busily planning my next cardigan that I want to knit. And I haven't even knit a sweater. And I actually haven't even completed a knitted shawl. But I am pulling out the big guns, friends, and we are going in for a cardigan. That's the next project. Do you guys do that? Do you plan so far ahead? And then as I was thinking about it today, I was like, oh my gosh, pretty much all of my crafting for the next sort of few months is going to be Christmas gifts. And I don't normally, and I won't gift for everybody, because I have crocheted a really lovely shawl for a family member at the beginning of the year for their birthday, and they totally poo-pooed it. It was terrible. So that person is now no longer knit worthy or crochet worthy or yarn worthy or anything. So they are totally getting a gift from the hot dollar shop. So anyway, like I said to you, I have really only been, I've been working on a few projects. I have actually made a couple of bags in my spare time. I've sort of been sewing a little bit these last fortnight. I have sewed up a few project bags. I have sent parcels, care parcels to a couple of amazing people. You know who you are, Levi and Melissa. Whoop whoop. Watch for the mailman. And I have finished off, I'm doing a little collab with beautiful Julie from Smudged Yarns. And so I have finished the stitching, of the bags. I actually just need to put the snaps on. So I'm doing snaps on those bags instead of the usual zippers that I do. But anyway, so, but this is one of my beautiful harvest socks that I have knit with the beautiful Smudged Yarns. So this colorway, the orangey colorway, is called Harvest, and I just love it. And the heels, toes and cuffs are in a very cute little mini skein that she dyed up especially for this kit called Witch's Brew. And it was our Halloween collab, and we literally sold out in less than a few days, so that was pretty exciting. So if you are thinking that you might want to get hold of our Christmas collab, please be following both myself on Instagram. I'm ali.nickel. I'll put the information below here. And also Julie is Julie Patch 1. So this was one of my socks that I finished. Hello, Mr. Ruffles. Mr. Ruffles might want to come and say hi too. So this is the second. I'm literally just up to the ribbing. So, and I was going to give these as a Christmas present, but because they sort of hold a little bit of sentimental value to me, because it was the first collab that I did and I love Julie's yarns, I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm going to keep these for myself. So I do toe up socks. These are 56 stitches, and I did a Fishlets Kiss heel, and then I go and I just do a 2x2 rib on the top, and I do Judy's super stretchy bind off or something like that. I should probably know these things, but anyway. And I'm knitting these on 2.5mm needles, which is my standard. I actually, I just can't get it on a 2.25 or even a 2mm needle. I need it to be a little tiny bit bigger. So these are Knit Picks. They're rainbow wooden or wooden majestic or something needles. They're not very expensive, a couple of dollars, and like I said, they're 2.5 mils. So these are happily sitting in my project bag that I made for myself using very cute puppy dog fabric and spots, because who doesn't love spots? Now, you will all know that I was giving away a project bag. Talking about project bags, I was so blessed to have people enter from all over the world to win this lovely unicorn rainbow bag. So I made this myself. It's got really cute little light lining. I tend to like lighter colored linings because you can actually see what is in the bags, and I feel like you're not, it's just easier to see. So anyway, but are we ready for the winner chicken dinner? Army wife knitting life, this, my friend, is yours. So if you would like to contact me on Instagram, you've won it, babes. It's going to be winging its way over to you. And I'm so thrilled that you have won this. So, yay. Thank you so much to everybody that entered. Please be on the lookout, because I will be giving away another prize when I get to 150 subscribers, which isn't actually too far away, because I'm pretty sure the last time I looked I was 130 something, so not too far away. So please, if you like this video, please like it, subscribe, and share it out with with people that you might know that love to chat about knitting and crochet and crafty stuff, because are we all not part of this amazing knitting community? That's right. So the next project that I've been pretty solidly working on is the Spicier Life Crochet Along blanket. And this is, it's, like I said, it's a blanket. I've been pretty much crocheting on it a lot of, well, not a lot, but when I actually do get to sit down and do some crochet, I try to, I have really been enjoying it. And when I say I've been working on it, I'm nearly up to the end of clue 1, and this morning when I was on Instagram, I just realised that the beautiful Sandra has just released clue 3. So, crapola. I'm like, yeah. Well, I just kind of run to the beat of my own drum. What can I say? So, obviously, I am not keeping up. But anyway, this is the blanket so far. Oops. Let's not undo stitches, Alison. Obviously, I'm super professional at this, right? Sorry. So, this is the blanket so far. And these are, I'm up to the start of the shell rows. But, so all in all, I am pretty impressed with how it's coming along. I have made a few fluff ups, but I don't actually care. So I'm sort of learning to go, oh well, it's part of the creative process, isn't it? You know, like everyone's interpretation of patterns, because sometimes I get a little bit confused between US terms and UK terms, and I think mostly I actually do UK terms. But anyway, so this is the Stylecraft yarn pack that I got delivered from Black Sheep Wools, and it is in the Jaipa colorways, the color pack. So it came with all the yarn that was needed to make the blanket. And so like I said, I am nearly finished clue 1. Clue 3 has just been released, so very clearly Ellie needs to get it together. But that's okay, because I kind of like that I don't have to rush it, and I've really enjoyed. I hope that my dogs aren't being too noisy. Molly, come and say hi. Come and say hi. Come and say hi. Look, come and say hi. Don't work with animals, right? Look, look. Sorry. Anyway, so I have a few acquisitions to talk about this week. I also wanted to mention that if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I am eagerly awaiting the delivery of my yarn from Knit Picks, because I'm about to cast on my very first sweater. And that is really exciting and a little bit scary as well, because like I mentioned, I've not actually ever knit a garment, and I actually have not even finished a knitted shawl. I started a Pure Joy, and I did show it on one of the previous episodes, but I just didn't like it. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know whether it was the yarn choice that I just didn't know. I don't know whether it was the pattern that I got a bit confused, so I'm just not really sure. And anyway, but I am so ruthless. When I get to a point where I'm like, I don't want to do this project anymore, do you know what I did? I literally just got my scissors, chopped off the end of the yarn, ripped it off the needles and put it in the bin. And I messaged Levi the other day and I said something about that, and he was like, oh my gosh, what? Like, I am the one that, because I just keep on. Like, even if I don't like it, I just keep on because I think, well, eventually I might like it. I'm not that girl. I'm just not. I just am like, nah, I'm done. I don't want to knit it. I don't want to look at it. I don't even want to see it. Cut, pull, bin. That was what I did. So, like I said, I have just received the needles that I'm going to use for my flax sweater. So I'm using Chiagu lace needles, and it's my first time that I'm ever using those. So if you are seasoned Chiagu lace knitters and you love them, leave me a comment and tell me below, because I'd love to know about what needles everybody uses. And I also ordered a Knit Picks needles, not Knit Picks. Gosh, get it, seriously. Sort it out, Ali. What the frick? Knit Pro Zings needles in the 32, oh, not 32 inches, what were they? Must have been 15 inches. They're really small ones because I assume that they are for the sleeves. That is my assumption, but I could be wrong. So I am using Knit Picks palette yarn, or palette yarn, however you say it, in the Cosmopolitan colorway, which is like bright lipstick pink. And I figured to myself, this is my first sweater and I want everyone to know that I knit it, so I'm going to knit it in the most bright color. And I figure when you wear a jumper or a sweater in winter, it's generally gloomy, drizzly, cold and yuck, so you want some brightness, I reckon. Anyway, that's my story and I'm going for it. But I am literally tapping my fingers on the desk and somewhat stalking the postman, because it's due to come any day. Generally, stuff from Knit Picks is around about a week and a half turnaround for me here in Australia, and it has been that. So I'm expecting the delivery of my yarn anytime over the next couple of days. Like, please, please, please. And I emailed Knit Picks because I was like, I still don't actually have a tracking number. I'm hoping that it's been posted. So they sent me the tracking number, and you know how you just click on it and it tells you where it is? Well, it says it's en route. Well, all I can say is I hope it's en routing its way to me in Australia, because, hello people, I've got the needles, I've printed the pattern, I am ready to go. I just need some yarn. Help me out, friends. So, the other thing that I am doing is I've signed up for the Say Little Hen Christmas swap. I believe that the swap is actually closed, so you aren't actually able to join. But I do know, if you are watching this podcast and you're like, oh bum, I would have really liked to have joined a Christmas swap, I know that the Yarn Buffs are also hosting a Christmas swap. So if you head over to their Instagram or their Ravelry, I'm sure the information will be over there. Hello, beautiful Kelly and Amanda. I love your podcast. And I watched it yesterday and I cracked up because I love a good snort laugh. So that's a little side note for you, friends. If you have not already gone over and watched the Yarn Baths podcast, go over and do that because they're blinking hilarious. Anyway, like I said, I am doing the Say Little Hen Christmas ornament swap. And I have been assigned my partner, and I am doing some Christmas baubles. I'm going to crochet them, and I went to get my yarn the other day, so I'm going to use cotton yarn, and these are the yarns that I've chosen. The colours are blowing out a little bit, but I'll show them separately as well. So this is just a really cute, it's an orange, it's very much blowing out, but sorry about that. Purple. Aqua or turquoise. These don't actually have colorways, they're just numbers. And a really nice bit of a bubblegum pink. And so together I think they work and they will be great. I'm going to do probably a set of 4 or 6. I'm not sure yet. Might do 4 crochet baubles, and this is for my swap partner. So this yarn is called Urban Basics. It's All Sorts by Lincraft. It's just a commercial yarn, and I got it from, like I said, Lincraft. And guess how much it was? It's like the deal of this century. It was like $1.20 something for this yarn. And, you know, like, while I understand that it might not be super, super awesome quality yarn, it is actually just for Christmas baubles. So I was super impressed with that. So I bought that the other day, and I am going to use a pattern that is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I'm pretty sure it's called Christmas Baubles, but I will put a picture of it, of the pattern that I'm using here. So that's another thing I am planning on, and I'll chat a little bit about acquisitions. I didn't get a huge amount. I haven't bought a huge amount this last fortnight, but I suppose that's a good thing. My husband will be thankful. And I am planning on putting through a reasonably large order with Bendigo Woolen Mills this weekend. So I've not actually ordered from them before. I know it's a bit crazy since I live in Australia, but I've not actually ordered from them before. I decided that I wanted to knit the Andrea Mowry something faded cardigan, something comfort cardigan or whatever. And I know Levi's going to be cringing when he watches this, and he's like, what the frick? Because he's so over. He's like, I am not getting on that feed train. It's striping. So I'm going to do the comfort striping faded cardigan. Anyway, but so, and I liked it just that it just looked really nice and snuggly and cuddly. And then I printed off, I bought the pattern and I printed off the pattern because she had a 15% off coupon. And I looked at the sizing, and I needed to do the size extra large for my fat self. And I realised I was actually going to need 11 skeins of yarn, of DK weight yarn. So I had a little mini panic moment of like, crap-ola, how much is that going to cost to buy indie dyed yarn? And it was actually going to be in excess of $260 just for the yarn. So basically, no, that wasn't actually happening because my husband would probably be a little bit upset about that very large sum coming out of yarn. And so I toyed around with the idea of actually dyeing my own yarn, and I reached out to a few lovely friends. Hello, Julie from Smudged Yarns, and hello, Mel from Honeybee Knits. And just kind of, you know, picked their brain and was like, you know, is it worth me actually, you know, having a go at dyeing my own yarn? So I watched, you know, 18 million videos on YouTube on how to dye different yarn and whatever, and I just wasn't convinced that I wanted to actually give it a go. So my beautiful friend Julie from Smudged Yarns was like, let's sort out a deal. And she offered me a deal that I could not resist, girl. So I am going to put through an order from Bendigo Woolen Mills on the weekend for the yarn to make my cardigan, even though I'm actually probably not even going to be able to get to knit it, I reckon, till the end of January, because like I said, I'm going to be spending a lot of the time that I've got now knitting on a few Christmas presents that I wanted to make for people. And then in January, Levi, Melissa and I are going to do I can't even remember. Maybe it's an exploration station shawl. I don't know. I think it might be. I'm sure it's not the eyeball shawl. Anyway, we're going to do a shawl, which I'm excited about because it's like a whole bunch of learning new techniques and stuff, so I'm all about that. So, but I just wanted to say thank you to Julie, and I'm really thankful for all the advice that she gave me, and also Mel, thank you so much. Love you guys. Super thankful for the knitting community, because it just makes it so good that you can reach out to people and go, can you give me some pointers or whatever. And I have actually thought that I might give a little bit of sock yarn dyeing a go. So what I'm planning to do is maybe in the Christmas break have a little bit of a go at dyeing some sock yarn. So watch this space. I wanted to, like I said, I haven't bought a huge amount, but I wanted to chat a little bit about the current acquisitions that I do have. So this is from a new dyer to me, Little French Meadow. It is kind of a little bit blowing out, but sorry about that, guys. It's just a different time of the morning that I'm actually doing my podcasting. Oh no, that's very true to colour. So it is so pretty. It's their Saint Savine fingering weight yarn. 425 meters, 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. This is in their Coral Reef colorway. They are Little French Meadow on Instagram and also on Etsy, and they are it's a UK dyeing, and it's really squishy, and I'm really excited to knit up. I think this might be socks maybe, or it might even go into a shawl. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Oh, it's too early for these sorts of jokes. The other thing that I bought, I'm a bit into self-striping at the moment, so I bought this lovely ball of Faded Days, and it's a new Aussie dyer to me as well, Heathermaid. She is on Instagram as well, and I will leave all the information to the people that I mention, their Instagrams, in the description box below, so you can go and check them out and then find their Etsy shops. But it's a really pretty, it's faded, it's very muted colours, like there's duck egg blue and caramel and soft subtle pink, and even like it's sort of a corally, a really muted coral colour. It's really pretty. These will definitely be socks at some point for me. Obviously we're looking into 2018 for the casting on, because we're a little bit on the Christmas gifting train. So this is some worsted weight yarn by my lovely friend Vanessa, and it is actually called Ali's Rose, because I messaged her and I asked her if she could dye a yarn specifically to match a picture of a rose that my mum actually grew in her garden, and it smelt so lovely. I don't know about you guys around the world, but in Australia the commercially grown roses now don't smell, but the ones that you still grow in your gardens smell so beautiful. And so my mum grew this beautiful rose bush, it was from a small cutting, and it's the most beautiful lavendery purple, and it had green specks, and it's really pretty. So what I'm actually planning to do is make my mum a pair of socks for Christmas. So that's the plan. So Vanessa is from My Creative Garage. I will leave her Instagram details below, and you can go and find her that way. But she is another lovely Aussie dyer and really super squishy base. And the last but not least acquisition is by Three Mums Yarn. I've spoken about them before on my podcast, and they had a little mini release the other day on Instagram, and I could not resist this beautiful self-striping ball of yumminess. It is a center pull ball, which means that I should be able to get two similar matching socks. But I've spoken about this before. I actually don't mind matchy, non-matchy socks that are knitted, because for me that really does say that they're hand knitted and they're full of love and they are one of a kind. You can't actually just go to the shops and buy them. But this gorgeous colorway, and it sort of is, it's blowing out a little bit, like this color here is like neon acid yellow, and that's the green, but it is still very bright. You can still definitely get that. And it is called Spring in My Step, because like I mentioned, here in Australia, we are in our spring season now. And I don't know about you guys, but every now and then I just buy completely impulse yarn because of how it looks or the colour, and I go, oh my gosh, I must have that. Does anybody else do that, or is it just me? Please tell me it's not just me. Maybe I need to go to like Yarn Recovery or something, you know, like that. I just can't help it, but it's really beautiful. So 3 Mums Yarn, they are hand dyed in Canberra, Australia, and I will leave their Instagram details below. So like I said, it is going to be probably a bit of a shorter episode today, though I generally only have them, I do generally do, you know, half hour to 40-minute episodes, and but I wanted to get on and I wanted to like record this morning because I have been needing to get and podcast because I love it and because I really love to connect with you guys. So you can find me on Instagram, and I'm definitely most active on there. My information is ali.nicol at Instagram. I, of course, will have it on the screen for you so that you can see it. And I am, it's been an interesting season, I think, like just with changing, like with school finishing for me and, you know, doing a little bit of work, which, you know, that's awesome, cool as well. But yeah, so I sort of have been planning a few projects. Like I said, there's going to be lots of, a few, when I say lots, maybe like 2 or 3 projects for Christmas that I really want to knit. So I want to knit my mum some socks because I have knit my dad's socks, and I think maybe I started actually knitting some socks for my mum on some wool that I got from Spotlight, but I didn't love it. So again, what happens is I don't think I threw those away because I've only got the ribbing to do, and that would be just terrible if I did that. But I do believe that I have like chucked them up the top of the wardrobe where they're probably never going to see the light of day again. Let's be honest. I'm being honest, keeping it real, right? We're family, we can do that. So I wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone that sits down with me and hangs out and chats crafty stuff for a little while. I also, before I forget and before I go, I want to say a really big thank you to Julie from Diary of a Yarn Snob. She gave me a shout out a few weeks back, and I must say it was pretty amazing to be scrolling through my Instagram feed in the morning and all of a sudden I see my face and my tag, like, you know, that she's tagged me in it, and it still cracks me up. And I say this to Levi and Melissa a lot, that it still cracks me up that people actually watch. And even at the moment of being over 100 subscribers, like over 100 subscribers, that might not seem a lot to, you know, some people, but that's huge for me because I never actually thought that really anybody would want to watch me talking about the yarn and crap that I buy, because let's face it, I buy a lot. And, you know, the projects that I start and not finish, because that also seems to be a pattern that I'm picking up. And it's not one that I'm going to try to hold on to. So I'm going to try and get it together and actually, you know, find a shawl pattern that I like and knit it, because I really am wanting to knit a shawl. I don't know that I'm going to get to it though. Or maybe I will before Christmas. I would like to knit a shawl and gift it, actually. So I could put that on my Christmas crafting. But I don't want to be, I don't want to be like so rushed either that I'm sort of missing out on enjoying the process. So I'm sort of just going to sit with that for a little bit and see what I decide to do. But so I just wanted to say a really big thank you for sitting and spending some time with me this morning or this afternoon or whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. I love to connect with you guys. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on any future crafty craziness that happens. And you can find me on Instagram. Like I said, I am definitely most active on there, and I love to connect with other knitters and you know, build the knitting community. Also, if you would love to, if you are a maker or an indie dyer or a pattern designer or whatever you are, if you would like to donate some of your goods to be featured on the podcast and also to be used as future giveaways, I would love that. And a big thank you to everybody that has already reached out and has offered to donate some stuff. That's amazing. You can, like I said, go and find me on Instagram and just send me a message over there. I would love it. I would love to feature some more products on my podcast. But you know, mostly I just love sitting and chatting with you guys and talking a little bit about what I'm up to and what I'm making, and, you know, things that I'm looking at to buy, and, you know, just sharing and doing crafty life together makes my heart so full. So I hope that this podcast finds you well and that you are having a wonderful crafty day wherever you are in the world. Be blessed. Continue to craft. Big love and blessings to you guys. And I'll see you soon.